Nail friends, I present my 20-minute mani that's start to finish, dry time included. To respect your time, I've cut the video down, but I have a visible timer running so you can see where I'm at each moment of the process. With that said, I should start out with what makes this 20-minute manicure successful. That's having everything set up and ready. Rubberized base coat, fast drying top coat, your background polish, stamping polish, cleanup brush for the final step, the silicone stamper, acetone for cleanup, acetone pump, extra cotton balls, a cotton ball prepped with acetone held by a clothespin, clutch, an acetone-proof receptacle for used cotton balls, and a lint roller. You can use a strip of masking tape or scotch tape to clean off your silicone stamper, just something sticky. Have your stamping plate nearby. I like using a full nail design for a fast stamped mani to save time. It looks really awesome too. I'm about to start the timer here. I like to have a paper towel on top of my acetone-proof surface so I can wipe excess polish off my scraper quickly while stamping, and later as an absorbent area for my cleanup brush. Okay, here we go. So to begin, we do a thin coat of base coat on all 10 of our nails. This step goes by pretty quick because it's a clear coat and a thin one at that. With this and every coat of anything I put on, I will try to wrap the tip. Some people call it capping the tip, and that's to seal off each step of the manicure. It only takes a second per nail, and it is worth it for the longevity of the manicure. So I usually try to wait at least 30 seconds to a minute after I finish base coating my last nail before I move on. I try to use that time to prep for my next step, so I'll loosen the cap on my background nail color and position it in a convenient spot. This base coat only takes about a minute to dry. It's gonna feel tacky. Believe me, it's dry enough to continue. It's supposed to grab onto your polish. I'll give it a couple more taps and make sure it's on the tacky dry situation, and I'm ready to move on. Next, nothing wrong with two coaters, but this mani is about saving time. For that, I trust all of Sally Hansen's Insta-Dri line in the opaque polishes. They never fail to provide self-leveling, one-coat greatness. The color I'm using today is Peachy Breeze, which to me is more in the pink range than peach. Regardless, it's a pretty color and brings me to another reason why I like the solid colors in this line. It also works great as a stamping polish. I call that a 2-for-1. So I'm a southpaw, and as you can see, when I move over to my left hand and have to use my right hand to polish, things start getting pretty messy. Not to worry, nail friends, as I like to say, the cleanup brush covers a multitude of sins. Just keep going. Some people like to clean up as they go. Even I do that, but for my 20-minute mani technique, I saved that for my very last step. So what happens next in this fast, polished, and stamped system is what I call half the battle. We do a thin, even coat of our fast drying top coat. This is Out the Door brand. I swear by it. We'll use it again at the end of our manicure. Again, we're going to be sure to wrap the free edge or tip of the nails. This coat we're doing right now not only speeds up the drying of our background polish, it will continue to work as we continue our process. Repeat the top coat on the other hand. So just like the base coat, this top coat dries pretty quickly, but while we're waiting, it's a good opportunity to bring in the polish we'll be stamping with, prepping it by loosening the brush cap and positioning it where we want it. I like to have it above where my stamping plate will be, so we minimize the time wastage due to things being too far apart. Plus, timing is everything for a successful pickup. I prep my plate cleaning cotton ball with acetone and start positioning my other tools like my silicone stamper and scraper so we're ready to go, and maybe give the plate one more wipe with the acetone cotton ball. Checking my polish should be tacky to almost dry. Yep, it's time for magic. Drop my stamping polish onto my design. Quick 45-degree swipe with my scraper. Wipe the excess on the paper towel so it's immediately ready for the next scrape. Grab the stamper. My favorite pickup technique is a roll, but I will also use the direct press on technique from time to time. Remember to clean your plate in between stamping. Dry polish left in the design will affect your next pickup. I don't know if you can tell, I blow on the stamping plate after I clean it with the acetone to speed up drying the surface so I can go straight to throwing more polish on it. For a full nail stamp, I tend to use the direct press technique to transfer the design to the nail. This is because while I have long nail beds, they are a bit narrow, and I want to make sure the design makes it evenly down the sides of my nail. And you can't see this because it's off camera, but after the stamp transfer to my nail, I clean the stamper on my lint roller, just pressing it gently on the surface of the sticky lint roller, and it grabs the leftover stamping polish, and my stamper is ready to go again. I repeat all of this on my other hand. So polish, scrape, stamp, clean, repeat. And clean that plate one more time before moving on because good habits. Final top coat. We're near the end of it, nail friends. Now that we're stamped, we want to be sure to float that top coat over the nail. I'll let a little bead of top coat collect on the brush and glide over the nail, and hopefully you can see me capping the tips one more time. It really makes a huge difference when my manicure is sealed, and is part of why I know my manis will last me at least 3 days. Usually it's a minimum of 5, and it has been as many as 10 days. I know, crazy. Repeat the top coat on the other hand. Last step is cleanup. Bring in the shot glass with acetone and the cleanup brush. I'm at minute 13 out of 20 minutes, and while I am doing this, my top coat is doing its job from the earlier coat I did, and coupled with the last coat, I can now focus on cleaning the overstamped areas on the sides of my fingers, as well as any polish that pooled near the cuticle or I was messy with, like on my left hand. I'm currently using a bona fide cleanup brush from Maniology, but truth be told, I actually prefer Wet n Wild's angled eyebrow brush or Elf's angled eyebrow brush because the bristles are shorter and I think I get more control in my cleanup. Also, they cost a lot less. So I saturate the brush and shake off a bit of drip on the paper towel, then I clean, clean, clean. Make sure you clean off the brush before you use it again. You'll see me dipping it into the acetone sometimes and wiping it off on the paper towel without using it on my finger again, and that's just because I don't want any leftover polish on my brush smearing all over the skin where I just cleaned. Because my nails are short, wrapping or capping the tips sometimes gets polish on the tip of my fingers, so I clean that too. Nail friends with longer nails, this won't be an issue for you, even though that is a little extra time for me. I don't find it affects my 20-minute system at all. I give it everything one more look over, and nail friends, we are done. Proof that my fast drying top coat is the real deal. I'm gonna press and smoosh my fingernails, and you can see they are dry. Right after this video, I washed my hands and dried them with a very rough towel, not on purpose, and then put on some lotion and cuticle oil because acetone is very drying and we don't want to leave that on our skin. You're seeing it here with your own eyes. No imprints, dents, or smudges. We are dry and ready to fly. Nail friends, 20-minute polish and stamp mani as promised. Thanks for watching my video. If you found it helpful, encouraging, or entertaining, please like and subscribe, share with your friends, and follow me on all the other socials. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and I even have a Facebook group. You can find it in the description below. You can show off your 20-minute mani or any polished and stamped mani, and even get advice and encouragement from a community of other nail stamping enthusiasts. All the tools and products used in the video are listed below in the description as well. See you next manicure.